talking a little bit about Arab music last time, so I thought I would play that as an intro. That's a flute that is set in a Middle Eastern scale called Hijaz. If you want to go look that up, it's H-I-J-A-Z. In any case, bring back to you yet one more feature from the Gladwell book for today. I want to take a look at two different concepts that are part of our journey through this book. The first one that I want to mention to you is born in a demographic trough. Remember that these concepts are found in the blue box, that's the outline on the page for the Outliers research paper assignment. Born in a demographic trough simply means, born at a time where there aren't very many people, so that you have an opportunity to be able to seek out help and tutelage and to be able to get to what you want to achieve. Now that hasn't really been the case to a large extent in the United States really since the baby boomers after World War II. So to a large extent this concept really won't apply to American life if you're looking at somebody in the last 60 to 70 years. However, you might find it does apply to other people in other parts of the world if they've experienced a sort of crisis of a sort, maybe a war or political instability. You might see a decrease in the population that then a generation later, generation is roughly 18 years, they are able to take advantage of certain opportunities that might not have been available to people born in a different time or different place. And so it is, people who in the Depression who were born then, there was a scarcity of people at that point in time. When they come of age, they are able to take advantage of certain kinds of opportunities. There's openings in institutions like schools that might not be available, say, today, right? Where you just don't walk up and enroll in a college the way that Bill Joy did in the 60s in the United States. That was largely due to the fact that there was a downturn in the amount of population. Probably won't find that with respect to most people you research. But the other concept I want to cover today, which is exposure to meaningful work, right? You can see that in there, okay? It has basically three components to it that we'll get to in a second. But the exposure to meaningful work, the key thing to remember there is it's not about the work that the person himself or herself does. That would be something that you'd put in the 10,000 hours department or category. This is really about people that help the individual that you're talking about. And a lot of times these two categories are confused. But it refers to people that the individual you're researching sees and allows them to see that there is a relationship between work and reward that allows them to pursue their dreams, if you will, or pursue whatever they're interested in, and then be successful at it. So again, from hard work, if you see it, then the idea is you'll be able to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. So you're looking for somebody who might have had an experience with, in the book there's the entrepreneurial studies done by or the entrepreneurship done by the Jewish tailors who are set up their businesses, and then the generation after them goes on to pursue careers in being doctors and lawyers and such. But that work of running their own business had autonomy. Nobody was telling them what to do. It had complexity. They had to solve a multitude of problems and find ways to make their business work. And then 3, finally, is a clear relationship between effort and reward. And that's an important one that we don't always see today in many respects, because we might not necessarily find that as hard as people work, that they're always getting ahead as a result of it. But without that last one, that's a crucial one. We might not be able to, say, persevere in a way that we would have otherwise. So, those are the 3 subcategories within exposure to meaningful work. And you could choose any of those 3. You could choose 1 or 2 of them. You don't have to choose any of them. You could just talk about, people who were influencers and who influenced the individual that you're researching. In that case, that person would be a kind of mentor, and you'd be looking for mentorship. And that can be both people who are alive, who help the person get to where they need to be to achieve their success, or in some cases it might be a person who is no longer living, but whose presence or whose work was able to help inform or influence the person that you're researching to achieve in the area that they did. So that's enough. Very briefly, are examples of exposure to meaningful work, and oftentimes there is somebody that you can find that will fit into this category. So remember, mothers and fathers and grandparents probably are going to be in that Matthew effect category. People who give them the person you're researching a bit of a head start and an advantage that accumulates over time. These are people outside the family, typically, that you're looking at who are helping out the person that you're doing. Might be a teacher, might be somebody who helps them get started in business. Could be any number of different characters in a person's life who helps them get ahead. So again, exposure to meaningful work and born in a demographic trough are our 2 ideas for today. You need to be looking for these in the research that you're doing. I encourage you to continue with that, and good luck and keep sailing. We'll see you on Thursday.